stream. Make sure I got it set up right. Post to. Make sure I'm posting it to watching Amazon here.
It's crazy.
Oh man, I'm supposed to save that. There it is. Okay, watching Amazon. There it is. Okay. And okay. Now it's set. Stream.
You're talking about, you put a title.
No. Forgot about that part. We'll do that afterwards. But right now, let's see. Are we live yet? Is it live? I don't see it yet. There's always this little delay. Okay, now we're live. And now
Yeah.
go ahead and share it. I'll share it. You share it. Make sure you share it to your timeline this time.
Yeah, we'll make sure. I gotta find it, right? Let everybody know we in the house.
All right. Oh, I'm going to say this is a special breaking news edition.
You don't have to about to say it. You're already online, so you can just say it now.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm I'm typing it so people on my timeline will know.
There's nobody on your timeline. It doesn't.
you know, I hate you sometimes. Yeah, because it just ain't that funny. All right, yeah. So I got mine. I'm shared. We're live on Watching Amazon, the Facebook page.
The Facebook page.
Yes, that's
Go
right.
out there and like us.
And I am Brent Leary. And next to me, you see it right there. It says John Lawson, the man whose ice is colder than yours.
That's right. Go right, baby.
Sometimes, I wonder, are you trying to move away from the colder ice moniker that you have created? Because sometimes you just say you're John Lawson.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't used that in a while, really. Not as my, that's the company now. It's like, you grow from just being a single person to like having me plus a virtual person. So we're a conglomerate now.
It's colder ice and virtual ice. Is that what
Yeah.
it is? Well, whatever the case may be, we are back. I mean, we had just posted a video, and actually we had a two-parter. We just posted part one, and I was going to post part two today, but then something happened. You want to tell them what happened?
Something dropped. Echo show just drops this morning, and we needed an emergency session.
Yeah, I mean, didn't we? We were kind of talking about that when we did our thing last week, and all of a sudden, I mean, that was just Saturday, right? That was just Saturday.
Yeah, that was Saturday when we recorded. So like, well, here it is Tuesday, and bam.
And there it is. There's a little picture of it. But what was funny is because you were kind of like, you weren't all that excited because when we were talking on Saturday, it was about the Echo look. Remember that? The camera, it was supposed to be a little camera video that people would be able to use and show people what they're wearing and all that kind of stuff. And they just announced that last week.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if that was a fake or not, bro. I still am kind of confused. I really think that was a fake.
So you're basically saying they did that to try to, maybe put that back. They did that to try to make us look bad because we were talking about it. Is that?
No, I think they were. I mean, if it were a fake, they were just doing that to divert all the attention away, and then drop in and do this. And if that's the case, that was a brilliant strategy. So it's like it's called look, so you could just like look over here, look over here instead of looking where the actual ball is going. It was a fake, man.
So it's like look over here while we make you think that we're talking about this, which a lot of people were not that impressed with. Oh, let me go back. I keep doing that. And then what they do is within a couple of days, they drop something that we all seem to be impressed with, which is a touchscreen version of the Echo. And we have a little video playing that we got from Amazon. But I mean, let's face it. You were just saying that what would be impressive and what would be of interest to you would be an Echo that had a touchscreen. So.
Wow. And I mean, to see this launched, it's kind of amazing because I get it. And then again, I still, it's like if you're going to do something, you might as well make it something I can interact with. And just having a steady cam and nothing else more exciting was not that big of a deal for a drop for me. But this is definitely something I can get excited about. Actually, I've already purchased 2 of them.
Oh, you did the 2 for $381 or something like that? Is that what it was?
Of course. Are you kidding me? Do you know these will sell out?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They're probably already on the brink of selling out. I mean, because it looks kind of. I mean, they give you, first of all, this is interesting because they give you 2 different versions right out of the back. It could be a black one or a white one. And here's a little picture of what it could look like sitting on your shelf. You're next to your cake mixer and your little plant. And is that a Google Home? No, that's not. Just kidding. It's not a Google Home. Anyway, that was just wrong. I didn't need to do that. That was more of a shot at Jeff Brathwaite, Mr. Google fanboy himself, who constantly is talking about Google's gonna catch up. Google's gonna catch up. I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough.
I don't know.
It's gonna be tough.
It's exciting.
And here's why it's exciting. Yeah, I don't want to pop this up because, I just did a conference session on conversational interfaces and how, the voice of the customer is literally changing customer engagement because of things like this. Look at this number. This came from a report from eMarketer that talks about, you can see the rise, how fast this is being adopted, these technologies, these voice aided digital assistants. And it's, of course, the millennials, the young folks, they're the ones that are gravitating towards it, sooner than everybody else. But even us Gen X folks, we're moving, we're getting into it. And to a certain extent, baby boomers, they're like flatline. They're not getting too heavily involved. But you can see the growth is coming. And I didn't put this other image up, but you see the growth, you see how it's being adopted, and right now, Amazon has 70% of the market when it comes to these home digital speaker assistant kind of things. What do you think it's going to take for anybody else? It could be Apple, it could be Google, Microsoft, whoever. What can they do to make sure that Amazon just doesn't go away and run off with this market and become the standard for home automation?
Well, I mean, the market loves choices. So if you come in the market with a lower priced item, you're already going to be at. I don't think these guys necessarily have to be as concerned, or let's put it like this. I don't think Amazon has to be as concerned about those guys as they are the Chinese guys that are just doing knockoffs, And since so many interfaces have open APIs, there's going to be a lot of things that will probably get created in the next few, 6 to 8, going up into the Christmas. That might be some good knockoffs. So, I mean, that might be something you have to worry about. Who knows?
All
I mean,
right.
I'm not that, let's put it like this. I'm not very bullish on Alexa herself. I like her devices, but you know me, I've always said she's a dumb chick. She's stupid. When I talk to Google, the database that's behind Google is so far advanced that it's going to be a while before Alexa even catches up to that kind of information source. So we'll see.
All right, so I got to go back and say I just had this conversation with our boy Jeff Brathwaite, and he makes some great points, and you make some great points about the technology side and how Google Home, because Google is their search, and so it's easier for them to turn what you're asking for into something they can find easily. So their technology is right, in some aspects is ahead of Amazon when it comes to these digital assistants. But when has the best technology always won? And we could go back through the annals of tech history and see where companies that had better, more advanced tech, but didn't have the marketing, they didn't have the messaging, they didn't have the presence, they didn't have the mind share, they never caught up. And I'm thinking, Amazon has a track record of making sure that they stay top of mind with you. Just look, I mean, we just talked about last week, we were, saying how yeah, they're doing this look thing and it's kind of interesting, but hey, you said what would make it really interesting and would stand out would be a screen, a touch screen. And then what did they drop on us? A screen, a touch screen. And so it doesn't take long for them to move. They just do things so quickly and they're relentless. They I was talking to my buddy Paul Greenberg. It's like they get you on the ground, put their foot on your throat, and then start lifting weights on top of your throat to make sure that you don't get a chance to even catch your breath to get involved. So yes, Amazon, I mean, yes, Google and Apple, they do have the capacity, but are they relentless enough to do it like Amazon is?
You see, I don't know if this is, I mean, I get it. Right now, it is a tech play, all right? In terms of here's a device. The device is the tech, right? I get that. They've got a great device. The interface and the data behind it, though, is a little bit lacking. So it's right now, it's kind of fresh. It's new. I was trying to find my phone. But it doesn't do anything my phone doesn't do already, right?
Right.
So, I mean, so the technology play, I think, is going to possibly languish itself out after a little bit, and we'll see, But their device, I guarantee you, will not be as cool as Apple's. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
When Apple comes
but
to this, when Apple steps up to the table, they are already. Trust me, that this is not no surprise for Apple. I'm guaranteeing you, Apple speaker already had a freaking touch interface. If it didn't, bad on them. So Amazon. But what Amazon has that Apple doesn't have is they have a distribution network and a marketing network that nobody else can touch to sell devices. So it's going to be interesting. You got Google with all the information, right? Because we're going to conversational. Who's going to be able to conversate better? That's who's going to win this thing.
no, you did not just
But
say conversate. Oh,
did I say
oh
conversate?
man, I'm about to pull the record button off after
That's
that. But anyway,
okay.
that's okay.
Look,
I'll let it go.
that is the word I have just I trademarked it. It's mine. That's a
No,
real word.
no, believe me, I've heard it before. It's not a complimentary. Anyway,
Okay, but whichever device is able to, whoever wins that conversational thing will probably end up winning. But there's going to be, that's Google in my opinion. Then cool devices are Apple, and commerce is Amazon. So I don't know. I think we always compare these things, but it could actually be apples to oranges, honestly.
apples to echoes or echoes there. Anyway, here's what you're right. Apple they have a huge fanboy base that anything they put out, people will buy. But we're talking about going beyond the geeks. We're talking about mainstream, bringing something, a category, a device to the masses. And Apple, I don't know, the phone was one thing. Can they do it again? They did it with phones and tablets. They tried with watches. That didn't work. Um, Google, they still don't know how to do devices and get it out to the mainstream. We've seen how that's worked out. Anybody have their their Google Glass out there? So what Amazon is good at is they're able to tie things back to basic things that we do. And what do? We buy stuff. And when we buy stuff, we want it quick. And they have a way of tying everything they do back to fulfillment and being able to
Bye.
quickly get people the things that they want digitally or in real life. And now they're able to, and we haven't even talked about, the Trojan horse, which is Amazon Prime. And it was 80 million Amazon Prime folks. And guess what? When you sign up to Amazon Prime, you buy a lot more stuff through Amazon than anybody else. So you tie Amazon Prime to your Echo ecosystem with all these devices, and you're able to keep people engaged, keep their attention longer. Google, they can do it when we're searching for like specific things, and we do that through the course of the day. But we get our information, then we go.
So
Amazon has a chance to keep our attention much longer than some of these other companies.
so let's go even deeper because I think one of the things that have been overlooked today with all of this news was the partner news that they released that all of their devices, all of their Echo devices will include voice calling and messaging starting sometime here in late June. So I think that is huge too. So they're bringing along all of these other devices. And what they're saying, or I don't know if this was actually mentioned, but that if you have multiple devices, they're going to start being able to use those multiple devices in your house to be intercom system.
Yep.
So, I mean, that to me is almost as exciting as the touchscreen.
That
That's
that
pretty
no,
tight.
it all is a big mix of excitement to me because that's where you hope it would go. And
Yes.
let's think about it. They also, so we talk about it from the customer side and some of the developer side, but there's also, the third party seller side, which is they have created the Amazon Lex and Lambda. So not only are they using these services to through their own ecosystem, which will connect them with customers, but third party businesses are going to be able to create all sorts of voice controlled processes and applications and bots that are going to be running on the Amazon platform, which once again, we talked about this over the weekend, provides Amazon with what? Information, insights, not just on how their customers are interacting with them specifically throughout their platform, but how third party businesses, what things will they be building? What ways are they going to be interacting with their customers over the Amazon platform, which Amazon is going to be looking at? We talk about watching Amazon. Amazon is going to be watching Amazon, and they're going to
Yeah,
learn
and they're gonna
so
watch.
much
They're gonna
more.
watch how you interact with others too.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what
Yeah.
I mean. So, when you think about it, no other company, because Google could, Microsoft could, but outside of those two, I don't see any other company that can not only create these devices, put them into consumer homes, watch consumer behavior from a multitude of experiences, you know, downloading video, downloading audio, buying stuff, third parties using their platform to do the same thing. I don't
You
think there's
know,
anybody else can do all that.
I just think for for Amazon's, or not Amazon's, but for Google's party, I really think Google can do a simple where they're actually licensing a content. Because I mean, if I need video content, where am I going to get it from? Right? YouTube. If I need search content, who's got the best search? Google. I think Google's probably going to work on a licensing play and leave the hardware to somebody else. It's just not working for those guys, even though they have great hardware. I mean, you know, the Pixel is getting great reviews. The Nexus had great reviews. It's just they just I don't know. You know, they're just not great at launching product. Amazon is okay with it. I mean, Apple is the king of beasts when it comes to that. I mean, Amazon's released some pretty dog-tired things at some point as
Yeah, the
well.
phone. We can't let them off the hook for the phone.
Yeah, I mean, their phone. They've had some slow-moving tablet devices too. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's like as long as I'm reading, fine. But if I want to search the web and all that kind of stuff, nobody's using a Fire tablet for that. So it's just, you know.
Well,
I know
guess
they
what?
like them, but
Guess what? You have an Echo. You've already pre-ordered the new Echo Show. I have,
two.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, two. I bought the. I have a Kindle Fire. I have a Fire TV. I have the Echo, and I have already ordered the Echo Show. So how and we're all Prime. You're Prime. I'm Prime. I used to think that Apple
I'm
had the.
Optimus Prime.
Oh, yeah, you're something prime rib. But anyway, but what I'm saying is there are millions of potential already bought in Amazon Prime customers that are easily activated whenever Amazon comes out with something. And the speed at which they come out with things is way different from Apple. You know, Apple, we're still waiting for the next cool thing from Apple. It's been a while. But Amazon, when they drop something like this, they've got 80 million Prime members who are already bought in and are probably a lot like us, willing to go ahead and spend a couple $100 on something extremely cool. That's hard to
Well,
do.
that's not me, but that's you.
No,
I get it.
yeah, Mister, I bought two. Okay.
I bought two so they can put you on eBay. Are you
Oh,
kidding me? As soon as they sell out, these things are going on eBay. Don't get it twisted.
yeah, okay.
I will not open the box.
Oh. And on that note, okay, so we had to do that. It was a breaking news. You know how like on all like CNN, everything is breaking news, but this is really
Right.
breaking news. So we had to
This is
break
real
in.
breaking news. Awesome, dude.
Very cool. And then we'll have the second part of our weekend conversation because you were talking a lot about the retail effect and how Kroger's and Ingles and all sorts of retailers from food to the others are starting to freak out a little bit. And
So that's next episode.
that's next episode. So in the meantime, I'm Brent Leary. My ice is just as cold as yours, but his is colder. All right,
That's right.
and we'll see you next
John
time.
Colder Ice Lawson.
Oh God, we'll see you next time, folks.
Peace, guys.